Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Hello, good evening to everyone. Hey, Antoinette, I see you. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you are actually listening in. We got to talk, y'all. We have to talk. I don't know if you guys were able to see the link that I gave out on the community wall, the video that I sent. But this is in regards to a popular YouTuber by the name of Hassan Campbell. Now, I came across Hassan Campbell. You did see it, Internet? Okay, cool. I came across Hassan Campbell years ago. I want to say easily maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. He was on the Star Reports. It's a DJ, a former DJ from Hot 97 in New York, who now has his own YouTube channel. His name is Star, and he broke news that allegedly African Bambaataa, and for those who are hip hop heads, African Bambaataa is one of the pioneers of hip hop. Okay. He is actually based out of, hey, May, he's actually based out of the Bronx River Projects. And he started a group called the Zulu Nation. Okay. It's supposed to be, I guess, a hip hop community type of group called the Zulu Nation. Well, Hassan and actually another guy, I want to say at least Hassan and maybe one or two other guys, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, they came out and said that African Bambaataa apparently S8 them, grape them, the R word, but I'm saying grape, that he apparently did this to them when they were little boys. Okay. And it was big news, especially to the hip hop world, because again, African Bambaataa has been loved by so many people in the hip hop world, because again, he is one of the pioneers, and a lot of people were attached to the Zulu Nation, such as A Tribe Called Quest. If you guys are Tribe Called Quest fans, they shout out the Zulu Nation multiple times in their songs, as well as other rap groups as well. So Hassan came out at that time. And of course, we were all not only shocked, but at the same time felt that, wow, like you're really bold to say this, because unfortunately, in not just the Black community, but in communities in general, we have women and men, we have girls and boys who go through SA. Unfortunately, boys don't step forward often because of the humiliation of it. Yes, women are humiliated too, but it's a whole nother level when it's a guy. A lot of times when it's a woman doing it to them, they don't say anything at all. A lot of people make it seem like it's a rites of passage for them and manhood, but it's still wrong. But then they especially don't come out when a man or a boy does something to them. So when they came out, hey Leo, when they came out, Hassan started getting some attention. And at first, just like myself and others, we felt for him. And he was using his YouTube channel as an outlet to talk about how he was bringing awareness to the community, about how this happens so much in our community. And people, hey Lansky, hey you guys, and people don't talk about it enough. And when he did that, I was here for it. I was like, we have a brother who's willing to step forward, and he's giving these accusations. Allegedly, he's saying that African Bambaataa, which is a hip hop pioneer, did this. We're supporting him. We started following him. And at first, we knew that there was something there, possibly mentally, because he never really expressed how, if he got help or whatever, but to a certain extent, we thought maybe it was therapeutic. At least I thought this whole situation of him saying stuff and bringing awareness in the community could be therapeutic. That was in the beginning. Then he started getting a following. And it got to the point where the antics started to come. Okay. And the antics started to come to the point where literally he started having meltdowns, mental meltdowns on live. He started saying the most vulgar stuff on live. I know at one point his mother was sick. His mother did pass away, rest in peace. But it got to the point where it was too much. Then it got to the point where he became flat out disrespectful to women that he claimed that he was trying to protect in the community, to the point where he even started disrespecting his wife. And I'm going to let you guys listen to this. I remember seeing this maybe like a couple of years back. I'm going to let you guys listen to this. So just to give you a taste on an example of what he is doing and where it got to the point where it was too much.
Let's talk about it, people. We having technical difficulties. No, yeah, we got a crackhead behind the computer. We don't have a crackhead. Yeah, shut up. Like, this is a one-man saying, shut up, you don't exist right now. Shut up. We got a crackhead on the mic. Right? Ain't no technical difficulties. Right? We ain't got no mics eating the wires, the roaches coming out. Like, you just some rewind. Would you stop? Would you stop? You fucking my flow up, please. Shut up. Thank you. Anyway. No. Thank you. Hit the like button on this video. Hit the like button on this video. I'm not saying another word until y'all hit the like button. I'm going to get petty like Tommy Sotomayor. I got 12 likes.
Okay, so that's just a taste of that. I'm hoping you guys heard that. That's him talking to his wife, okay? The mother of his children, okay? So this is the type of stuff that started to happen. And notice he sat up there and literally said, you a crackhead, you this, you that, and that. And after he blatantly disrespected her, and if you actually look at him the way he's even staring at her, after he does all of that, he's like, get the likes up. Get the likes up. So it got to a point. It got to the point where it was just like, are you really about spreading awareness in the community, or are you truly running all of these antics and doing all of this stuff for numbers and getting your quote unquote likes up? You see what I mean? So it got bad, y'all. Like, literally, you can Google Hassan's name or YouTube Hassan's name and literally put Hassan Campbell meltdown or Hassan Campbell goes off, and you'll see so many videos. So this has been going on for years. The problem is, while he's been doing this, his numbers are going up. And see, this is something else that we have to really understand. There are people who have popularity on YouTube who truly, honestly, shouldn't be on YouTube. They should be in a psychiatrist's room. Real talk. But because they have popularity, they truly think that they don't need anything else, because as long as people hit that subscribe button, that's all that matters. And this seems to be the issue with Hassan. And so what caused what happened yesterday? Hassan Campbell pretty much grew up in the Bronx River Projects, and he claims he's hardcore, he's thug life, whatever. He has definitely been known to constantly threaten a lot of people on these YouTube streets. And 1 minute he's saying that, and then the next minute he's apologizing to people. Just the up and down roller coaster. So he did a video prior to what happened yesterday about the Cassie and Diddy situation. And his thing was, while he is for Cassie, he was trying to imply that the fact that she can come after this long and pretty much state a claim like this or whatever and just get money, he didn't like that. Now, as far as I see it, it's not really none of your business how she handles the situation, especially if this happened to her. However, After that, remember, within 24 hours, they settled. Well, he ends up going to his old community in Bronx River. This is the projects in the Bronx, okay? This is where African Bambaataa is also from. I know some channels are doing the whole thing. I'm not. It's disgusting. It's sick. But he starts off by saying, so let me get this straight. Cassie can get $50 million, but African Bambaataa, he's like saying African Bambaataa can do this to us and boys, and y'all don't say nothing. This is pretty much how he starts it. So at this point, what we're hearing is that he's triggered that Cassie gets this money, but he can't get attention for what was done to him back in the apparently allegedly 70s or 80s with African Bambaataa. Now, we've heard these rants before. We've heard them. He's done this multiple times, even with interviews. This time, though, was different. This time, though, he loses his shit. He's in the middle of a project Sunday morning, all right? And he's going off, and at first I felt for this man because it's clear something is not right. Something isn't right. But it doesn't seem like he's getting help, because when people have told him that tried to be close to him to say he needs to get help, he's allegedly attacked them, verbally attacked them for saying that he needs help. Damn YouTube, he needs help. But my issue in this one, and this is why I called him a fool, is because he's at the projects, people are walking by, and he starts threatening people in the projects, okay? It got to the point where he got so crazy with it, they started throwing glass bottles at him from the windows in his former building. Like, I don't know if you guys remember The Wire, but that scene in The Wire when the police went to the projects and they started throwing bottles, and next thing you know, they threw a TV. It was kind of similar to that. They threw a bottle, he starts screaming, and then he has the nerve to say, I will poke your mother until she is unalive. So he starts threatening even innocent people and threatening people's mothers. Now, mind you, people are walking by. In the video, you even see a child walking by, and Hassan Campbell is losing his shit. Now, like I said, in the beginning, when he first came on YouTube, he was trying to make it seem like he was about protecting the babies, protecting the community because of what happened to him. Well, literally yesterday, it wasn't about protecting no community. To me, it seemed like he was on an unalive mission for his damn self. But in the process, wanted to sit up there and threaten innocent people who had nothing to do with the situation. All right. I mean, when I tell you his face became distorted and he looked crazy as hell, and literally this rant, now, mind you, he claimed he was live. Now, for those who saw the video, I don't know if it was live, because if y'all noticed it, it looked like it was live, but then all of a sudden it cut to him being in the car, as if they was rushing him to the hospital. And so for me, I'm like, if you're live, why did it cut like that? Like, it cut like it was an edit. And from my understanding, from what I've seen, but of course, when I stopped following him and everything, it got worse. Hassan is known to do things like this for his numbers. He's known to do things like this for his numbers. He has caused so much friction, has done so many things just so he can go viral, just so he can get his numbers up. Like, he's known for this. So unfortunately, people yesterday was clowning him left and right and wasn't taking him seriously, because let him tell it, he ended up getting shot after all of this in the projects. Now, a lot of people don't know if it's true or not. Now, he posted like he was in the hospital, but people are still like, they're skeptical over the situation because of what he has pulled in the past. So with that, the problem is, and I had to switch that really quick because I was trying to blink it out, He is on his YouTube channel, y'all, and the video is still up. Yes, it is still up on YouTube, Leo. He has a poker in his hand, hiding behind his back. So when he was saying he will unalive people's mothers, throw people down the stairs, poke people's mothers, poke them, whatever the case may be, dude actually had a poker behind his back. He had a poker behind his back. So this video is up. This video almost has 200,000 views from between yesterday and today, and he's incriminating himself. Like when you really, he's incriminating himself. You see the weapon. Yeah. And the fact that YouTube hasn't pulled it tells me one or two things. Maybe there's an investigation going on. Because you see it. You see it. And it's so crazy. Even the guy that tried to talk to him, I guess he maybe knew him or whatever. And the guy was like, ooh, like, I gotta go. You literally see it. He has it in camera. This man has kids. Apparently, he even has a grandchild, from my understanding. I don't know for a fact, but apparently he has a grandchild at this point. Now, allegedly, his wife left him. So, needless to say, yeah, I would have to say that if that's true, he really has nothing to lose at this point if his wife left him. And based on what you guys just heard, you can understand probably the stuff that she was constantly going through in that household. But in this situation, he could possibly have a criminal case against him. He can possibly get his kids taken away. Like, you don't do no nonsense like this. And I know people are going to try to say, well, you know, it's a mental thing. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be positive. But when you start coming at innocent people that have nothing to do with what's going on, when you have, exactly, Leo, he's too old for this. When you have innocent people who have nothing to do with what's going on, like nothing, and you decide to come to the projects and act a fool, he did this for almost 25 minutes. 25 minutes. That's how long the video is. 25 minutes. And towards the end, a guy that knows him, because I guess his name, they call him Poppy. And so, and he's saying that in the video, Poppy is here. Poppy is here. And so somebody says Poppy, and it looks like there's some guys or whoever is walking up. And he's like, yeah, I see him. And he was like, who's that? Next thing you know, it goes to another scene where he's in the car and he keeps honking his horn, and you hear somebody rushing, and he's pretty much saying like the bullet is hot and that he done got shot. And so that's pretty much what happened yesterday. And a lot of people got on live and was like, they don't believe he got shot. They feel like this is him stunting. And this is him trying to do whatever he can to get some attention. And so after that, he posts a video with him in the hospital. Okay. Now this is him when he literally, now mind you, at this point, he's allegedly shot. And he's recording. And this is him looking down at the freaking camera. All right. And then today he posts a short little video trying to prove that he actually did get shot. All right. And I don't really know when the problem is that you could tell someone all day long they need to get help. But if they're not willing to get it, they're not willing to get it. At this point, what he did, in my opinion, he needs a 5150. He needs a 5150 hold at this point. He don't need to be outside. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he does not need to be outside. That was crazy. I saw a little girl passing by him, looking at him like he was crazy. He needs 5150. But I say all of that to say this. A lot of people feel like they can max their mental health simply because of their following and their money. And he is a good example of that. I'm sure for you guys who've been watching YouTube for a long time, you know this is just an example, Hassan Campbell, but you know you have definitely seen people on YouTube where you feel like something is not right with them. Something is not right, but yet because of the fact they're getting the attention and because of the fact that they're getting the numbers and because of the fact that they're making money, they will continue and continue. And it's sickening at this point. It's sickening. And at first, I felt so bad for him because I was like, he really is hurting. He really needs help. But when you start getting to the point where you are attacking innocent people, the same people that you claim you were trying to protect, it's hard for me to feel sorry for you at this point. For those who saw the video, I'm sure that y'all seen how unstable and how crazy that looked. And people were just passing by. Can you imagine if a little kid or elderly person or someone not knowing what was going on tapped him or something and what could have happened? Because he was out of his mind. He was literally out of his mind. And people have been telling him from years he needs to get help. But he swears up and down he doesn't need the help. He doesn't. And you know why? Hit the like button. That's his problem. Hit the like button, because if I'm getting all of these subscribers, I must be doing something right. That's the mentality. And what he fails to realize, and people like that, is that people are following you to clown you. They're laughing at you, not with you. This is not a situation where they're pressing the subscribe button because they feel empowered. A lot of these people are like, what is he about to do now? What is this about? What is he going to do now? That's the issue. Because look at this. Let's go live. This is the video. 25 minutes and 54 seconds, 185,000 views. This man has 462,000 subscribers. I can almost guarantee between yesterday and today that this number has gone up. And this is the problem with what's going on in our world today. People are getting attention and getting rewarded for things that they truly need to seek help for. And so now I'm kind of curious where this is going to go. Because again, that video is still up. And he had literally that weapon on him. It's in the video. I was able to take a screenshot of it, so I'm sure everyone else took a screenshot of it. It's in the video. So this is a problem. And yes, it's still up. It's still getting numbers. I don't know if it's going to get monetized. And I'm sure he will have an issue with that because everything's about numbers at this point with him. But it's still up. Hey, what's up, you guys? What's up? Yeah, so, it's still up. And it's a sick situation. And, I know people are going to say you got to be sensitive with people with mental health. I am sensitive to a certain extent, but not when you sitting up there attacking innocent people, innocent mothers, and innocent babies. At what point do we stop the nonsense and say somebody has gone too far and they do not need to be free in this world at this point? They need to be in a 5150 hole. I don't even know if do we have like psychiatric hospitals now? Do we even have them anymore? If I feel like they started to get rid of those. Do we even have them now? I don't think we do. So where do people like him who truly need to get away from the public, where do they go at this point? Because if they let him go after this, he's in the hospital allegedly right now. If they let him go and the next video we see of him, he's home. This is why we're having so many issues in our country. This is why. Because to me, what he did yesterday is the case that we see with people when they are randomly going in grocery stores, churches, stuff like that. To me, that's the vibes that he was given yesterday. You would think it would be his wake-up call. But he's been in crazy situations and dangerous situations before. In fact, there's a video somewhere out there where he's actually talking about how he pulled out a hammer. And I ain't talking about an actual tool hammer. You know what I mean about a hammer. He pulled out a hammer and literally it was on video and he was talking about it. I really don't know if this is going to be his wake-up call. I don't know. This is why I'm saying he needs to be in a 5150. He don't need to be around his kids. He don't need to be around anyone at this point. And you know what? And it is. That's why I said people say he's a clown. I said he's a fool, but I say, in my opinion, he's a danger to society. You know, he's a danger to society. And the sad part is he ain't the only one. But as far as people see it, as long as they got the YouTube and the social media, they feel like they gotta be all right because people are adding them. People are entertaining them. Exactly. Like he's bulletproof. Those YouTube pranksters are also being unalive. He need to be careful. You see what I'm saying? Because wasn't there one not too long ago where this guy, I guess, who is a prankster, went up to this guy? These were two white guys, if I'm not mistaken. And the guy pulled out his hammer and started shooting. And that guy ended up being in the hospital. Yeah, so it's real. It really is. My ex-husband was the same way, except he was doing it to be lit in the hood. See, this is what I'm talking about. And with my son getting hot in the head, I just really pray a lot of our black men need help. I pray, yeah, but what do you do when they feel like they don't need it? Hassan has been told for years he needs help, that he has had mental breakdown after mental breakdown after mental breakdown. And when people tell him that he attacks everyone, he has no he claimed he's loyal, but he has no loyalty from what I've seen to anyone. You saw the way he just spoke to his wife. Furthermore, everyone that he claims he has tried to bond with on YouTube, he ends up attacking them in the end. Sonetta, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sonetta, but him and Sonetta at one point was cool. He attacked him. Apparently, at one he literally has attacked so many people at one point he was cool with. It's crazy. He don't practice what he preaches, cloud chasing at the highest level. Yeah. And the thing is, it makes people wonder, and I know people have said this, they're like, is it actually a mental illness, or is this just doing whatever you can to keep that money coming in? Because honestly, I don't know what Hassan Campbell's talents are outside of YouTube. I really don't know. I really don't know. And I feel like when there's a lack of talent outside of it, and then you end up getting traction just by simply acting crazy or running your mouth, some people, they want to keep that going. You know what I mean? They want to keep that going. You can, like, to have 462,000 subscribers just by having these up and down roller coasters and speaking your mind. This man is probably making a lot of money. A lot of money. You know what I mean? And he probably has seen that he can make a whole lot of money by doing stunts like this. So I don't know if it's going to stop. You would hope that as a grown man that's in his 50s, I think he's in his 50s, you would think that he would want to stop, but I don't know. Yeah, the prankster, he went up to the guy in the mall and kept around. Yeah, exactly. Leaking audio of his live recording conversations. Exactly. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you just put his name in and meltdowns, when I tell you, you can have probably videos for days that you will see of this man for going back years. You know, it's crazy. Right, more loyal to the streets and their ego, exactly, or their insecurities. Because you know, ego to me is just a big form of insecurity. Because there's a difference between insecurity and confidence. I mean, ego and confidence, in my opinion. So when people say they have an ego, that's you're really trying to match your insecurities, in my opinion. Yeah, cloud chasing gone too far. YouTube has to take his other channel because had to take his other channel because he was. So that's another. I'm glad you said that. He did at one point have another channel, right? He had another channel and then he lost it, and then he was able to get his channel back up. He had like 2 channels. He may still have 2 channels. He was able to get it back up again, and look at it. He's at 462,000 subscribers. Hey Shayla, yeah, he like, and I'm just like, and he does nothing but talk all day. And again, I'm all for if you're talking about things positive and the things that you've been through. But again, this is the type of stuff lately that it's like, it almost feels like every couple of months, it seems like Hassan is having a meltdown or doing something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing something crazy, and like no one has removed anything. But again, this is what I'm saying. There's so many channels like that. There was a channel, what's those guys? They had like over 1 million subscribers and they just got demonetized. What is their names? And they kept constantly talking about women and talking about Black Americans. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, but they got demonetized. They literally for a very long time constantly kept up the disrespect and doing all of these things to get the attention and get the views. And literally, finally, after years of people complaining, yes, thank you, fresh and fit. Finally, after years of complaining, then they finally get removed. So that's why it's just kind of like, but in this situation, this fool had a pokey behind his back. Y'all look at it. He had a pokey. And again, I blinked through it really quick. I don't know if I could show it. And again, I tried to blank it out, but for whatever reason, it didn't pop up when I did the screenshots. But yeah, he had a pokey behind his back, showing it. And I was just like, oh, okay. See, this at this point, and the fact that it's still up, and the fact that other people are sharing it, and the fact that YouTube has not actually flagged it and brought it down yet, tells me possibly there's an investigation going on. There is truly an investigation going on. He might end up losing. Yeah, again. That's the thing, because that's why I'm saying when Jeremiah was saying that, you know, he had a channel, and I think at one point he got that high, and I think he lost it. But at a certain point, he better be careful, because didn't Tommy Sotomayor allegedly got to the point where he kept losing channels, but now he's like banned from YouTube altogether? I don't even know if he can create another channel on YouTube. So Hassan better be careful. And interesting enough, he used to sit up there and talk bad about Tommy Sotomayor and how he talks about Black women in the community. And look at him now. He was just sitting up there threatening mothers, talking about he was going to poke them until they unalive and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of those mothers that he was talking about and screaming at the top of his lungs were people a part of his community. So, you know, this is what I wanted to talk about, y'all, because I was just like, yeah, but they live here, don't they? That's the problem. Don't they live here? So that's the thing. It's like you live here, but you want to talk all of this mess. This is Hassan last strike before they pull the plug. At this point, look, and I'm all for people making their money, because I don't believe in affecting anyone's pockets. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in affecting anyone's pockets. But when you get to this point, it's never been this bad. But when it gets to this point and you're talking about trying to harm people, innocent people, and you randomly going to the projects Sunday morning, talking all of that mess, again, he need a 5150 hold. He truly needs a 5150 hold, and they need to possibly find a psych hospital to keep him in for evaluation for some time. And maybe, just maybe, if it goes the investigation route, and again, I don't know, but if it goes the investigation route and it gets to the point where there's an investigation and there are possible charges, because again, there's proof, and this affects his kids, maybe that'll wake him up. Maybe. But considering the fact that this morning or today he posted that he was in the hospital, and it doesn't seem like there's a bit of remorse of what he did, yo, keep him off the streets. Keep him off the streets. I met Tommy one time with my husband and he was discussing, yeah, I don't think he can come back on YouTube anymore, Nivea. I don't think, and I didn't see what you said earlier. I think I saw somebody say congrats. So congrats, whatever you said. But I was in my zone talking about this because it was disturbing. It was really disturbing. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, he is a freaking fool. And at first, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was like, I don't think he got shot. I don't think he got shot. I was like, this man is willing to do anything to keep them YouTube numbers up. Whether it's disrespect his wife, whether he makes threats, whatever, he just start crying, getting allegedly drunk. He's willing to do anything to keep that money coming in. So I was like, he's probably lying. I was just like, because who ends up trying to still record while you're shot in the freaking car? Who does that? Like, who does that? Who literally has a situation where you apparently got shot and you still trying to record and you staring in the camera while you apparently saying that the bullet is hot and you done got shot? That's not normal behavior. And the sad part about it is, this is why I'm saying we living in scary times. We are truly living in scary times where people think this is something that is entertainment or is normal behavior. And granted, I'm talking about it, and this is probably what he wanted. He probably wanted people to talk about this. I've never given him attention to the point where I actually made a discussion on it. But today I had to, because at this point, I was just like, this is crazy. I was like, this is crazy. And I know most of you guys, and I was laughing at y'all because most of you guys in my community, well, I was like, who the hell is this? Like Chris, like, what are you talking about? Who the hell is this guy? But I was just like, enough is enough. So now y'all know who he is. Now y'all know who he is. Hassan might be getting that karma for real. And the thing is, if allegedly what he claims was done to him, it really should be the other way around, of him being able to feel relieved because the people who did that to him are going to get their karma. But they chilling. They chilling. You know what I mean? Like, they are straight chilling. And he's the one who's looking crazy right now. Yeah, Hassan needs therapy and a retreat with a group of nuns. So I don't know if them nuns is going to help him. He needs a psychiatrist. Hassan is the type of guy to lie about getting shot. I believe that for sure. That's why a lot of people was saying that. That's why a lot of people was saying that. I'm surprised he's still monetized. That's crazy. Right. That part. Right. Hey, Yuli, we talking about one of your fellows, Bronx brothers. I'm sure you know who he is, right? Have you heard of him, Hassan Campbell from Bronx River Projects? I'm glad you're talking about, yeah. And I did, and again, like I said, I'll talk about a variety of stuff on my channel because I just don't want it to be about reality TV, scripted TV. I like to talk about life stuff as well. And yeah, this was disturbing. This was disturbing. And I was just like, this man almost has a 500,000 followers. And a lot of the time he just goes on these rants that it's like, what the heck are you talking about? And people looking at him probably like they just laughing at him. They just laughing at him. But he think because he's getting those subscribers, that means he's respected. That don't mean you respected, bruh. That don't mean you respected. People will sit up there and follow you for a clown show too. They truly will. So, oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Sorry, I was talking about this, but congratulations, Nivea. But yeah, I watched the video and I'm going to go back to not knowing who he is. Yeah, it may be best. It may be best instead of going to a deep dive of who this man is and what literally is going on in his psyche for the past several years. And again, it's getting worse and worse. But as his numbers go up, it gets worse and worse. I felt like he was truly on the right mission when he first got on YouTube and he gave his testimony of what he claimed allegedly happened to him. And as he started getting more attention, it was like more and more, it got worse and worse, and the stunts kept coming and the foolery kept coming. He got like 2 or 3 YouTube pages. Yeah. Because then if they take one, he still has other ones. Yeah. So it's like he be telling people to follow up the backup page to the backup page to the backup page. And at this point, they just need to shut it down. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable seeing Hassan Campbell. Like, I would not. I don't care where I am. If I saw him, I would be very uncomfortable. Like, very uncomfortable. So I'm curious to see how this is going to end. I don't want anything to happen to him. I don't want him to harm himself. I don't want him to get harmed. But I feel like if we don't see any type of accountability, because he's real big to talk about accountability. If we don't see any accountability that he has to pay for with what he did yesterday, if there's no accountability, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of us understand that we live in a sick world, but the fact if he can get away with this, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Because at what point, when is enough enough? That's why that's exactly, Leo, and that's why a lot of people are saying, is he really mentally ill, or is all of this an act for him to get the attention? But in my opinion, if you're doing all of this to get the attention, isn't that still a form of being mentally ill? I don't know. I feel like if you're doing all of this to get the attention, there is something wrong. There is something wrong. And he truly needs to get help. But everyone who tried to be there for him and even support him, like, if you're saying what you're saying is true about African Bambaataa, will help you take him down. There was people who were supporting him, and then he sat up there and lashed out on them. So that's when people's like, man, F you. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm stepping away. They're gonna do him like they did King. Oh, King Pharaoh. Oh. See, me and you, Jay, got to talk. I remember him too. They booted him completely off of YouTube too, right? I remember them days. I remember when King Pharaoh and Tommy Sotomayor got into it. Yeah, I don't think King Pharaoh even has a YouTube channel anymore, and he lost his stuff. He lost his stuff and his mind. These days these skits are extremely popular, and that's what I'm saying. We in a sick world. We are truly in a sick world. Like, is there not another way where you can show your talents? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy, and there's no talent in these pranks, in my opinion. God is going to hold him accountable at the end. Everyone has a spiritual journey we work on, and our upper power sees the bigger picture. Absolutely. We all have to answer we all have to answer at some point. We do. However, I still don't feel comfortable with him being on the street. And that's just being honest. I know God is always going to hold everyone accountable. But in the meantime, can we get him off the streets until we know he's safe to be back on the streets? That's the thing. I don't think he needs to be on the streets right now. This man had a straight up weapon, with kids walking in and out of the building, women, men walking in and out of the building. And it's on video. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So with that being said, you guys, that's what happened. I'm sure for those who haven't seen the video, I'm sure, you guys will probably see it, or if you even care to see it. But I just say all of that to say, I mean, again, look at this man's numbers. It's getting to the point where the more sick people are, the more attention they get. And that is a problem. That is a problem. The more sick they are, the more twisted they are, the more disrespectful they are, the more that they sit up there and try to, trash certain communities, certain people. It's like they get more attention. So then that to me means people are getting rewarded for being sick. Or is it just me? If y'all disagree, let me know. But I feel like this is where we're getting at this point in the world. The more of a fool you are, the more of the things that you do like this, the more disrespectful you are, the more rewards you receive. And you may even be able to make a pretty good penny off of it. Some of these people, like with his subscriber count, he probably get paid more than freaking people in the medical field. You know what I'm saying? Like if he knows how to handle, his monetary stuff right, he probably get paid more money than people who have gone to school, for over a decade to get licensed, in the medical field. And pretty much with doing nothing but doing this type of stuff and getting rewarded for it. That's crazy. That's crazy. So with that being said, you guys, as usual, I appreciate you guys for coming. Definitely leave your comments below. I know a couple of you guys in the building are from New York. I don't know if you guys have heard of Hassan, but I definitely want your opinions on this. But I'm just looking at this in the bigger picture. I don't feel comfortable with him being out in the public, but at the same time, Hassan is not the only one. We got a lot of people who are getting rewarded for being sick. They're being like literally being sick, I can't even speak right now, antagonizing people. It's a sick world we're living in now, and it's crazy, and something has to be done before it gets worse. But with that being said, you guys, I love you guys. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.